Alright, what's up everybody, Facebook Live friends, and the YouTubes. Oh gosh, I gotta come up with a cool greeting, like all the cool digital influencers. Jess and I were talking this morning on our walk that that whole idea is interesting. Also, our friend Daniel and our friend Karen Benzel posted a post from the maybe lead singer of Skillet, I think, just kind of about apostasy and how a lot of people have been renouncing Jesus lately that used to be influencers, and it was a pretty interesting article, so I'll make sure to link that once I get to somewhere that I can link that. But yeah, a couple people asked me what I thought about Joshua Harris. I guess he came out recently and said that he was divorcing his wife and no longer believed in Jesus. I'm not sure if I read his actual official statement, and if I did, I'm not remembering the specifics of it, but I do know that there was divorce involved, and I think that he's not calling himself Christian anymore. You know, I had no intention of talking about this, but I am driving to one of my job sites to do some cleaning right now, and what I did want to talk about was habits. So I'm feeling pretty good today. I feel like I had a productive day, which helps me feel good. And I feel like momentum is just huge. You just end up, inertia happens. And when you start making small steps forward, they turn into big steps. And so that feels really good. I am a total feeler, and how I feel plays an important role into my future productivity. So I'm really trying to figure out, how do I maintain feeling good, and what are the things that are involved in that so that I can feel good and then do good because I feel good. And maybe that's a weird way of looking at it, but that's just the way I'm looking at it right now. I wish that I could just, buckle down, knuckle down, whatever they say, and get after it no matter how I felt. And I can do that to a certain degree, but it really is just way easier if I'm feeling good to be able to do that. So some of the things that I've noticed that help me feel good is drinking a ton of water when I first wake up in the morning. I think just feeling hydrated is a good thing. So if I start feeling kind of gross, chugging water is one of the first things that I go to. Also, just thinking about habits, and I went through a season where I was really slaying it. I was waking up at 4 a.m. and doing a lot of things, being productive, really loved my morning routine, and then I traveled and fell out of that routine. And what I realized is that if you pair a habit with, or habits, I mean, I had this whole 2-hour morning routine. It included, drinking water, reading, worship, prayer, Bible reading, a little bit of working out, and then creating content, writing, that kind of stuff. And since that was part of my 4 a.m. morning routine, and I traveled and got some jet lag when I returned, and it was harder to get up at 4 a.m., all those things went out the window because that whole system that I had set up was tied to me waking up at 4 a.m. And so when that one thing, that one habit, the one habit of getting up at 4 a.m. broke down, all of the other things that I had tied to that event also broke down. So, that's something that I'd never really thought about before. How can you have lots of victory in one season and not have victory in another? And I think that's what it is that our habits are tied to events. And so if you are tying your habits to an event and that event gets messed up, then it's a lot harder to maintain that habit. So same thing with the Facebook Lives. When I was first doing these, I did about 3 months worth of Facebook Lives. I think I shot 100 Facebook Lives in a month. And a lot of that was tied to the fact that I was driving a lot more than I am now. I was doing all that cleaning. I was working Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday doing cleaning. And I've since delegated some of that work, so I'm only in the car about once a week now. So that's cut down, obviously, on a lot of time and momentum to do that. So again, the kind of event where I paired that habit disappeared, and that's why I haven't been cheating. So, but I never thought of that before really. And this is the whole concept of James Clear's book, Atomic Habits, and he talks about habit stacking and pairing what you want to do with an event that you already do. And so I was kind of beating my head against the wall recently, just being like, why am I being so unproductive? And it's really because my schedule had changed greatly and my circadian rhythm had changed as well. So that's my tip for you to kind of think about. If you want to be doing new habits, what can you pair it with that you do every day? And if you've had a season recently where you were productive and aren't, what is the event that has changed that you had all of those habits tacked onto? So, yeah, that's good. And I think in my travels recently to New York City, I was there, I did a lot of journaling and stuff like that. I'm going to share about that in a future Facebook Live, but I realized that I really need uninterrupted time. And so just the season of life that we're in right now, that's difficult to come by with infant. Luckily, we're just super blessed with a great community around us that's been helping us out a ton with childcare. So we're super, super, super blessed by that. And that's made just quality of life a lot better when we can get that uninterrupted time to be able to get some work done. That helps my mood as well. So it takes a village to raise a child, and I think that's true. We've been super blessed by people just helping out and hanging out with our son, so we can get some work done, which has been really, really good. So those are some of my thoughts just on habit stacking, and yeah, feeling good today. Right before I left for work, I took action on some things that I've been stalling on for a couple months. So that felt really good to knock those things out. And I'll share about that in a future Facebook Live as well. Hey, check out my latest YouTube video. I'm going to be linking to it tonight and posting it this evening. But if you scroll through Facebook, you can see it. I talked with Jeff Stanford from the Travel Hacking Flight Plan, and he was just chatting about how to use airline points and credit card airline miles and points and stuff like that to gift or receive flights. So that was a cool thing to chat with him about. Yeah, if you're looking to support support like Jess and I do, since we work with Jess works with YWAM, volunteers with YWAM, which does not pay her a salary at all, and we have an amazing team of supporters with us. If you're like us and are raising support for